Hey, yeah, thanks for pronouncing the company name right. Not many people do that. It was probably my mistake to pick a company name with only vowels in there. So Eyeo is the name of the company, but most people actually know us by the name of our consumer product, which is, we should probably be on the consumer stage, but the consumer product is pretty simple, and I guess a lot of you have actually installed it. It's an ad blocker called AdBlock Plus. Now, most of you probably know it, but for those who don't, very simple product. It's either an app on mobile or a little extension on desktop for Mac or PC. You install it once, it's free for the user, and you go on a website and all the ads are gone. It works on publisher side, it works on YouTube, for example. You don't have pre-rolls on YouTube. Really nice feature. You can listen to uninterrupted music on YouTube because you don't have the YouTube interruptions. It even works on mobile, where of course the space is even smaller, so the benefit is even bigger. And that all for no cost to the user. That has over time made us the #1 ad blocker with over 100 million active monthly users. And active in our case is of course very active because every single page impression essentially is filtered by us. And so activity means essentially daily active users. We've had over 1 billion downloads over time. We still have over 10 million downloads every month. You might be one of them if you don't have the product yet. adblockplus.com is the URL. We are open source, supported by a huge community. So we've got hundreds of filter list authors over the world who, in their spare time, try to fight bad advertising. And we have been to the date the most popular browser extension worldwide in pretty much all major browsers. Now, by now you might wonder, how do we make money? And how does this whole thing work? And that's where kind of a term comes in, which is called acceptable ads. And acceptable ads is really kind of our secret sauce to fair ad blocking, because we started off as a hobby project. I didn't invent AdBlock Plus, but my co-founder did. A developer called Vladimir, who also lives in Cologne, Germany, where the company is headquartered. And he developed this project as a side project, as a pure thing for himself to essentially make sure that there are no ads on the web. And over time, he said, well, it's one thing to block ads which are annoying, but ads obviously serve a very important function. They make the internet for free for the user. And so we need to strike a balance, and the balance should be that we only block bad ads. And bad ads are ads which are annoying the user, videos, interruptions, flash ads, pop-ups, blinking banners, interrupting sound, all that. And on the other side, there are a lot of really useful ads where people actually really don't mind to see them. And so that's common sense. We did back it by some data. Pretty much that idea is shared all over the world. So we can take the same survey in China or in the US or in Europe. It's literally always the same. The stuff which annoys people, banners, pop-ups, all on the left, is what really freaks people out about online advertising. The stuff on the right, little small text banners, people are just fine with it. And so we said, okay, acceptable ads are ads which by default get through. The user can still disable that. The user can still say, I want no ads at all. But as you know, most people actually leave the default on and say, hey, it's actually fair that publishers have an incentive to give me better ads. And better ads are defined by placement, so they shouldn't be over the content. By size, should only be a certain amount of size, 15% above the fold, 25% below. And it should be clearly distinguished and clearly labeled with an advertising mark, which should be self-explanatory, but obviously it's something which is not always enforced. And then if you have those good ads, you can get certified. Small companies, and small means up to 10 million ad impressions, so it's a pretty generous border. Is they get certified for free as a publisher. So for example, if you own a website, you own a blog, and you have good advertising on the site, you can go to our site, get certified, and all the ad blocking users under our belt, they will see those ads regardless of the ad blocker. And that's kind of our incentive to better ads. If you're a big company like those on here, then you have to pay for this type of whitelisting. And we have clients from big German clients like Deutsche Telekom or 1&1 over to the big American ones like Google, Yahoo, Microsoft Bing, and so on and so forth. A couple things about our company. As I said, we're headquartered in Cologne with a Berlin office and a small office in Malmö. And the rest of our staff is remote. So out of the 150 people which we have, about good half of them work in either the Cologne or the Berlin office. The other half works completely remote, pretty much all over the globe. A few more in Europe and vicinity, but definitely pretty much all over the globe, from India to the US. Something we're actually very proud of, this type of work, to be kind of a really remote-friendly company. And it's something which works very well for us to really attract the best talent and the best kind of diverse talent, kind of also all over the world. And so with that, we have staff based in over 20 countries. Financially, we're a bootstrap company. I started it together with Vladimir and our CEO Till, and bootstrapped it from the very beginning. So we have no venture investments, but we have pretty good revenues. We're at about 40 million revenues now, with about 25 million in EBIT. And that kind of makes us, of course, strong to pursue some of the further avenues and further things to do. And I want to kind of quickly go to finish this off to a few of those things we're working on now, because I think we've have a pretty good feeling about ad blocking now and about the space where we've already made a major impact. But there are a couple more things we want to do. One is that, of course, content creators need to live off something, and acceptable ads is one really good means, but then the whole topic of micropayments still is unsolved. So we acquired a company called Flatter, and the idea is to essentially make micropayments for content really, really easy and really, really simple for users to use, just as easy as paying with your attention, paying with ads and data, which unfortunately is the way the current web is organized. We also have been working on the fake news problem. We've now actually put this into a separate company called Factmata, but we've established a plugin called Trusted News, because we thought, hey, the way fake news works is almost like fake or bad ads. There's content, we need to filter it, and we need to make sure that users only see the good stuff. And so we worked on this. It kind of was one of those 20% projects where people just worked in their spare time. And it's become actually a really nice project, which now lives on in a separate company. We work a lot on AI. There's obviously, and I could have a whole separate session on that. There's a funny arms race, for example, we have with Facebook. Like Facebook has been battling us for years and trying to circumvent the filters, and our engineers then work against it and stuff. And so we're more and more actually relying on AI to first of all, recognize ads. And it's very simple. If a human can recognize an ad, and an ad is always recognizable, otherwise it defeats the purpose, then a machine can also do that. So we've been working a lot with AI to make that better. It's one of our projects. And last but not least is kind of what we really want to do is kind of set the standard for online advertising. So we've established a nonprofit committee which decides over the future of advertising. We have got publishers and ad companies on one side. We've got users on the other side, because most of the coalitions out there at the moment are only advertising centers, only commercially centered. Plus, we have a lot of experts, university people, researchers. And with all of that together, we actually want to define the standard for new ads. And so coupled with this and coupled with the product, that's where we see the future of online advertising. And we invite you to go this journey with us. Thank you very much.